Assessors meeting has been called to order. Let's just do it again.
I would say do it again
Yeah.
because I think it recorded after
Yeah,
you
I think
started the first couple sentences.
I think so. Good afternoon. Today is Thursday, May 4th, 2023. It's 3 o'clock. The Board of Assessors meeting has been called to order. In accordance with the requirements of the open meeting law, please be advised that this meeting will be recorded and can be found on the Lunenburg Access YouTube channel within 24 hours of the meeting. The public meeting is being conducted remotely. The following information is also provided for members of the public who would like to participate in the meeting remotely. To participate remotely from a computer, please use the invite link that is listed on the agenda. The agenda lists all the topics which may be discussed at the meeting and those that are reasonably anticipated by the chair. Votes may be taken as a result of the discussions. Not all items listed may be, in fact, be discussed, and other items not listed may also be brought up for discussion to the extent permitted by the open meeting law. So the meeting is called to order. Would you say first?
Well, first, I think.
Oh, do we have anything to sign?
We have some veterans abatements. Or exemptions, sorry.
You say abatements are a bit of a.
No, the exemptions.
Right, exemptions are fine. I understand.
Well, maybe we sign
In executives?
I think so, because exemption applications are confidential.
Okay, all right.
So hold off for.
Is there anything that isn't confidential?
Yeah, we have motor vehicle. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Just the one? Oh, I
Let's
got
do
it.
as well.
Sorry. Is that it?
I think that's it for,
Okay, payroll.
Open meeting
Payroll we
signature.
took care of it a couple
believe-
weeks ago, yeah.
I hope so.
All right.
Lost without Sheila.
The meeting will entertain a 15-minute recess in order for us to review the final report from Municipal Financial Services, which was received very, very recently. So the board members have not had had time to actually review this, and we would like to call a recess for 15 minutes. We'll reconvene at 3:15.
Do we need a motion to that effect?
Huh?
Do we need a motion to that effect? Or
No, we don't need a motion for that. I don't think so.
Okay. I didn't know. I was just asking.
If you did, you can make a motion.
Point of order. Mr. Chairman, point of order.
Yes.
I understand, I assume after your recess, the public comment would be, that's when public comment will be.
Yes, that's correct.
That's correct, yeah.
My only concern.
Unless you want to do it now, Carl, that's fine.
No, we can wait because you certainly want to see what happens. But my concern is that by going out of session, out of open meeting, it's fine, I guess, to review the document, but there really can't be any discussion on it.
This is to review independently.
Okay.
We haven't even had a chance to actually examine the final draft of the report. That's what we're trying to do now.
Yeah, I understand. I encourage it and take a half hour if you need it. I just want to make it.
Yeah. No, we're planning on discussing it in public forum once we come back.
Super, great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, everybody. Back on my speakers.
Check, check. Dave, you hear that? Check. Sound check.
Check, sound check.
Okay.
Everyone else is on mute.
Yeah, I don't hear any of them. Yeah.
Good way to run a meeting though.
That's because it's recorded.
Oh, okay. Hey, Bill.
How you doing?
Just explain to them that we're holding a
Oh.
50-minute recess.
For those of you who just joined us, we are entertaining a 15-minute recess to review the report from MFS that we just received. So we're going to try to reconvene by 3:15 and 3:20. So if you need coffee, go ahead out and get it.
All right. Okey doke.
Ah. You got it?
I'm trying, look, I'm this close.
It's you.
What's-
God, it looks like you.
That's the chat as well, if you guys want to read that.
Okay.
So,
Oh. I can't, can you push it over?
I just can't read it.
yes. You guys can have that, just make sure that you're both on camera.
Discussing this article. Maryland could receive 2 questions among several voters. Lunenburg residents most recently applied for the senior circuit. I don't know the answer to that question.
I don't know if they even have. Number 2 is, this is correct. It's either $1,100 or $1,200. I think it was 1,100 last year. I can't remember from year to year.
I think 1,200.
Send me that email.
The circuit breaker.
1,200 sounds right, but I don't know anything about the first one. Honestly, I have no.
Well, I don't think anybody, has anybody applied for the circuit breaker yet? That hasn't even been passed at town meeting.
If you're talking about the income tax
Yeah.
circuit breaker.
Yeah.
No, the actual circuit breaker.
Oh, how many? Oh, through the DOR. We'd have to get that from DOR.
Yeah, that's not something we have.
Yeah.
That's because that's not.
Anyway, are we back on?
I believe so.
Okay.
Muted?
Huh?
Did I mute it?
I don't know. It's just us.
See if they can hear.
Can you hear us?
Apparently not.
I'm going, but no.
Either that or we can't hear them. Can you hear us?
I think he's nodding.
Yeah, he's nodding. Yeah, Dave is, I think that's.
Okay.
Can you see their pictures on the side or?
We have 2 pictures of them, 2 of them up top. Yeah.
Well, view of us. We're on the left,
Right.
and looks like Dave McDonald's on the
In the next one over.
next one over, but I don't see any.
Somebody's on there because I can hear static in the background on occasion.
Can you check that, CJ?
It's muted.
Huh?
It's unmuted.
Oh, it's unmuted now?
Oh, we're good.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
All right.
Sorry, we just weren't getting any response, so we weren't sure if we were up or not.
We were all muted.
Oh,
Good one. That's good.
okay.
We've done a review of the report, which is available, which will be available in the assessor's office. If you'd like to stop off and get one, it's mainly procedural. There are no specifics included in the report, except for some of the past sales that some of the analysis was based on. But there are no specifics for anybody to go in. We haven't gotten that yet, and we will not get it probably for another couple of weeks. So I don't know. We can. I don't know where to start as far as reviewing a report goes.
You can
It's
discuss
just-
any concerns if you want to.
Pardon me?
You want to discuss any concerns if you have them,
We don't really have.
to be honest.
Most of it is explanatory. How they came up. A little bit of history. How the building values were updated a few years ago. They're pretty much on the money. It's the land values. Some of their recommendations, which are. He goes into the different types of land, good land, average land, poor land. You can figure that out where somebody with a beautiful lawn in the dock and place to go swimming is good, where somebody who's on the Rock of Gibraltar will probably get a poor. He talks about, like I said, a lot of it is historical, and then how they're coming up with some of the numbers. Actually, not even how they come up with some of the, but where his analysis goes, and mainly with prior sales. So at this point, we don't have any specifics, and of course, we couldn't discuss them anyway in open meeting. Any questions?
You get a public comment as the next item. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So we're gonna kind of be a little bit off here. We'll go to public comment if there are any questions. We hear nothing from the Lux.
Mr. Chair, you have people with their hands up?
I don't see anybody with their hands up.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
No, Mr. Chair, you have Gil Marie over at she had her hand up for a while.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's not her hand. It's something on the Zoom. Yes, Gina Marie.
Yes. I don't know what your computer looks like, but if you make it so you can see your screen and you can see all the rows of photos, there's little yellow hands that go up. We're not
I
gonna physically raise our hands. So I just want to confirm that the piece of paper that you have in front of you, the packet, it doesn't have private information in it, and that's what's going to be made, like, just print it out and we can go down to the assessor's office and go get it.
That's correct.
Okay.
There's no private information, nothing specific on this.
Okay. And then also for when I know you guys are going to try to be balancing this and figuring it out. I get that you probably haven't had to do this before, but I'm assuming when you're receiving a bunch of the information and you're going to have to like process through whatever the reports they're giving you yesterday or whenever that meeting was the other day, he said he has spreadsheets, he prepared something. Is it possible that if you guys get that digital document, you can just, whatever the pertinent information that you want to hide, like phone numbers or something, because I mean, we all have each other's phone numbers and emails anyways, but can someone just delete that row and then share the information? Because everything that's on the tax card, everything that's getting assessed, like I could go down to the assessor's office and just pull. I could sit there and make her print it out like it's public knowledge. So if they're making this giant spreadsheet, is it possible to just have you guys delete the private information and then share it? Like there doesn't have to be a whole like, oh, you can't see this document because we should be able to see it anyways if someone's doing assessments. It's public knowledge, right? Just the information that we don't want to share, like phone numbers or something.
Well, I
Like, would
don't-
that be possible?
Are we even doing a spreadsheet like that? We don't really know what they're getting, but phone numbers, there would be nothing there, as far as I'm concerned, that would be private.
Okay, so when he gives you this spreadsheet that he mentioned in that meeting the other night, I can't remember the guy's name, Jack or Nick or whatever the heck it was. Whatever
Nate,
he has, Nate, thank you. It was 4 words or 4 letters. I was kind of close. So when he spits this thing out and he's like, he maybe notices a trend, or he takes all the information that he puts into that spreadsheet and you can make it show a graph, and maybe you can show like the discrepancies or sales of the past year versus 2 years versus 5 years versus 10 years, whatever he's going to do to run analytics. If there's no private information in any of that, that's going to be made public to us. So when he gives it to you, what's the turnaround on making that shareable or something we can go down to the office and get?
In all honesty, it's going to be a little hard to make that determination now, because we don't know exactly what form that data is going to be in when we get it. So until we see what form that data is that we receive from him, we're not going to be able to give a very accurate idea of what the turnaround time is as far as being able to ready something like that for the public.
and as you
Okay.
say, you can always just even turn on your computer and get it. You can get the information right off the property record cards.
Don't forget to.
Right. I mean, it would take a lot of work or a lot of paper standing there at the assessor's office, but I was just wondering, because I think I can't speak for anyone else on the lake, but just kind of wanting to know what they're coming up with. I know you guys are going to have to take that, but you know, I can't speak for anyone else, but just kind of like wondering what they're going to be giving you. And then obviously, hopefully it gets to us, but knowing that we're going to get it, that you plan on sharing that though, right?
Well, it'll be available. It will be available.
Okay. To answer your question, the parts of it that are public consumption, yes, they will be made public. Like you said, the sensitive private information, like the phone numbers and that kind of thing, that's what we have to go through and verify gets removed from it.
Yeah. I mean, if it's a spreadsheet, they can just delete
Right.
that column. That'll be easy.
That's
That-
what I need. That's what we're not sure. We're not sure exactly what form we're getting it in. So until we get that in hand, I don't know if it's going to be a spreadsheet like that, if it's going to be in a report form, or how we're going to be receiving it yet.
Or individual pages. Okay. Oh, and
Yes.
can you give us your name and address, please? We didn't get it.
Gina Leone, 52 Pearl Street.
Thank you.
On Pearl Street. Thank you.
All right,
Um,
let's see.
Okay, Carl or Phyllis?
Phyllis?
Thank you, gentlemen, for making the final report available. I'm assuming that you're going to accept the final report. If that happens, what will be the effect of this report on the abatement process? That's my first question. And my second question is, when is the Board of Assessors going to meet to discuss how the abatement process will proceed?
Well, your first, what was the first question again, Phyllis?
What will the effect of this report be on the abatement process?
Probably, I would say really not much of anything, because it explains how they're coming up with their numbers.
Are you going to accept their numbers?
We're going to accept their report.
Yeah, right, the numbers, I mean, are you, when you accept the final report, are you
Yeah.
accepting the numbers they come up with? And so,
We're accepting the final report as a procedural matter. Correct?
Yes.
As far as, I'm going to read you some of the titles here of the paragraphs. Purpose of the report, ASR study, which is assessment to sales ratio. Coefficient of dispersion, which is a little bit like a standard deviation. Background on the waterfront land valuation. What happened? They talked, this is historical. Why are our numbers different? We're performing our own sales analysis. They tell you what they're looking at, what we've looked at in the past, all of which are approved by DOR. The findings, they talked about the low interest rates, how low interest rates impacted the values of the homes. They talked about good waterfront, average waterfront, below average waterfront. We discussed those. They list about 17 or 18 sales. And then they go in with the types of waterfront. It looks like average is going to be about 11 to 17% change. Below average, there are very few sales to relate to, so they haven't done anything about that. And good would be, as opposed to this 130 that was spoken of before, is going to be between 35 and 55. So that's, again, these are generalities. Then there's a page of market reviews. A lot of numbers and some basic recommendations, which is what I just talked about. They're using that basis to recommend a certain adjustment, to below average, a certain adjustment to average waterfront, and so forth. And that's about it.
So my further question is then, when you accept the final report, are you accepting those percentages?
Yeah, we're accept. Yes, if I vote to accept this report, I'm accepting his analysis of the percentages. Some of yours might be 30%. Somebody else might be 20. Somebody else might be 40.
So,
Okay?
but the Board of Assessors is going to accept those. Then will we still need to go to an abatement hearing, or will we just get a piece of paper that says this is the adjusted, and if you're happy with it, you don't need to have the hearing?
That's going to answer your second question. We really have three choices. We can have just a plain total executive board meeting with no participation. We can have a public comment limited to, say, 2 to 3 minutes at the most, begin at the very beginning, and then we would go into executive session to discuss the actual abatement, or we can have somebody there as we go along. I believe that we've got to take a vote on this. My honest opinion, I'm going to vote for number 2. In other words, a public comment at the beginning with a limited amount of time, new information only. Would really emphasize that, because most people have filled out it. We've been inundated, as you well know, not only with personal appearances, but with phone calls, and all the folks have filled in an abatement request. So all we're looking for is hopefully just a brand new information. And so I'm telling you how I'm going to vote when we discuss it in a minute or so. I hope that answers your question.
It does. Now, I have another question, a little bit different.
You're only allowed two.
What will the effect be on waterfront properties that did not apply for abatements?
They would get the bill that they received earlier.
Oh, so you won't adjust any of theirs?
That's a good question. I really don't know the answer to that. If they didn't apply for an abatement, there's really not a. Yeah, I don't know if we can adjust their properties without an abatement.
As far as I know, without an abatement application, I don't think we have the option to go back and adjust in
I
that
think
scenario.
Kevin's right.
The values would be adjusted.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
So like future years, you will see that applied to the future years when the valuation's done again.
Yeah.
But the current year, unless there's an abatement filed, no, it won't. It will not adjust automatically.
So in FY24, everybody's will be adjusted then?
That would be my feeling.
I believe so, because they're going to be, they'll be utilizing that system essentially going forward.
And plus, we're having a reval in 2024.
So all the new numbers will be.
Yeah, everybody's going to be.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. That was very helpful.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I think you got.
Okay, do I have everybody?
No, there's one more. Or no, I guess that's still them.
I'll be there.
Oh, okay, Dave McDonald.
Thank you, guys. Dave McDonald, 155 Island Road in Lunenburg. One is, I want to thank you guys for sticking in with this and going through it. Question I have is the form that you have, we can pick that up today at the assessor's office?
Well, yes, it'll be closed, huh?
It'll be posted online. I believe it might be a little bit before we have copies available in the office, just because we have to have time to make.
Yeah, we just got this, Dave.
We just
Yeah,
got this, we just got this ourselves about an hour ago.
Okay, no, I was hoping that you would post it instead of, 454.
Yeah, it'll be posted online as well.
Would that be on your webpage, the assessors webpage?
Yes.
Okay. Second thing is, I just want to clarify, we get a lot of phone calls from people. You have another assessors crew going out and assessing properties off lake, looking at properties. Do you have another company out there doing this?
Do we have an outside?
Yeah.
company? Okay.
Yeah, well, they're doing the periodic.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
people are
cyclical.
People are finding assessors on their property and leaving a blue card or something. But I don't know if you've got any complaints or anything. You may want to ask Sheila. But people have been going out saying they're with the assessors and they're just trespassing on property. So it's something to be aware of. I'm sure you might have gotten some phone calls on that.
We've had a little bit of that, but not much.
Yeah, we've had a little bit of information, but we haven't had a chance to explore it fully yet. So we don't have a full knowledge of the situation yet.
Okay, but the only thing I ask is that if you guys are doing supplemental home appraisers, if you can send that out to people or put it on your Facebook or social media, let people know, because you get strangers coming on people's properties and they're not aware of it. I don't know if you're aware of it, that's all.
It has been.
Okay. All right, thank you.
And I hope to see you all at town meeting this Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you. That's it?
You have something else to say, Phyllis or Carla?
Oh, you've been muted.
I think you might be on mute.
Yeah, they're muted. Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Carl Luck, 50 Sunset Lane. One question and just one comment for your consideration. One question is, when do you expect the Board of Assessors to resume open meetings that are not remote so that people can come join the meeting?
We have it as an option to participate via Zoom. As far as I know, you are still able to come to the actual meeting.
Oh, well, I'm really happy I asked then, because the way the agenda is posted, it's strictly remote. Usually they're posted that they will also be remote, but it's not, it doesn't say remote.
That's probably an error call. Sorry about
Okay,
that.
great. Okay, good. Yeah, because I was surprised. I expect you guys more open, friendly than that.
We actually have one member of the public here with us in the meeting right now. So
yeah, we almost came the other day too, but they said, "No, we'll respect them." To my comment, just for your consideration, I'm sitting here reflecting on what you said about the report and the new percentages and so forth. And it's now May the 4th be with you. If this meeting was 5 days earlier, people could have still gotten in. Oh no, I'm sorry. It was April 1st was when people had to have their abatements in. Is that correct?
Yeah, except that there was a 30-day extension because the taxes went out late.
Right. Okay. So we missed that by a lot. I'm sorry. I thought we were very, very close to that, because a lot of people out there who didn't put abatements in for whatever reason, but confusing or whatever, that may now be a little bit excited.
actually, we just had a correction that the due date, the cutoff date was 5/1.
Because of the 30 days.
Oh, okay. So I go back to 4, 5. When this report was given to you verbally on that date, if people had heard what you said, that the percentages would be changed, but only for people who put abatements in, everybody else could have put an abatement in. So for these 4 days, some people are going to be hit with an extra $1,000 or so.
We didn't
No.
we didn't receive these percentages until today.
But
We
the
Yeah, and you didn't approve, and you didn't accept it till today, so it didn't count till today.
right, we haven't
Understand,
approved it yet,
people-
but
You may have some upset people who didn't put abatements in. They're saying, Damn.
The letter for an extension went out, for the letter that we sent
Right.
out requesting an extension specifically said that they had, because of the late mailing of the tax bills,
right,
they had till April 30th to file an extension. There were a
Right.
few extensions that were filed.
yeah.
And
Again, we put an abatement in, so it's not a concern, but if I was sitting here and for some reason I didn't put an abatement in, somebody else, their 50, 100 people out there who you may hear from. That's all.
They were made aware.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Think-
Okay.
I think Lou's looking to.
Oh, Lou, but were you looking to say something, Lou?
Yes, yes. I think that the Lux were touching on two different issues, actually, but I think you adequately addressed them. One was the letter for the extension only applied to people that had already previously applied for abatements. In other words, because they had a pending application already in. The moving of the deadline wholesale for filing an abatement was a result of the whole mailing.
That's not true.
But I would say that, yes, I agree with, I mean, there was enough notice, it's my third point, just there was enough notice out there that people, even if they thought they had a shot of an abatement, should have filed by then. I mean, even with this new information, it's sort of like, yeah, they should have filed to preserve their right to fight for an abatement if they thought they even had a chance at all, if they just wanted to keep the door open. I mean, in court proceedings, even criminal proceedings, if you don't preserve an issue for appeal by registering an objection at the trial court, you've lost the ability to fight that issue on appeal, even if the result is execution. So I'm just saying,
That's the way it feels.
there are deadlines that
It's always good to have a lawyer in the audience, you know that?
So,
Yeah.
all right,
Okay,
there has to be some kind of finality, right?
there's another hand. Alex?
Yes, I'm not sure if Phyllis asked this question or not, but once you get the numbers from Nate and
Who's, can I ask who's speaking, please?
Alex Yower, 226 Sunset Lane.
Thank you.
So once you get the numbers from Nate that says what he feels the adjustments should be for the average, below average, or above average land values, and you can plug in a dollar value, is there a chance that you won't do each individual abatement, or just do an across the board change and make the changes to the taxes, or will you still do everybody's abatement, taking that into consideration?
We will probably discuss every single abatement and use Nate Kramer's suggestions as our foundation.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? So I guess is there anything else? What?
Yeah, we need to move to approval. We need to-
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. Can I get a motion to approve the report?
Move to approve the report from MFS Town of Lunenburg, Massachusetts, waterfront properties, purpose, background, and et cetera, for, as noted on May 2023.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
The motion is approved. Now we need a motion to go into executive session.
Motion to go into executive session and not to return to open session.
Second, all in favor?
Roll call vote.
Oh, yes. Rich Latat votes yes.
Kevin Fish votes yes.
The motion is approved. The meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Oh, no,
everyone.
I need a. Oh, we're going to executive, not to
We're going to
return, right?
executive session.
Okay.
Excuse me?
Yes,
I don't think, did you take a vote on the report to accept the report?
yes, we
we
voted,
did.
we just voted to accept the
We
report.
just did.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
No problem.